Okay, the mayor's called the meeting to order. On the roll call, Councilmember Arloya.
Here.
Councilmember Calangillo.
Here.
Councilmember Aaron
Here.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Here.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Here.
Okay, we have 5 ayes, which means a quorum is present for this regular meeting of the Garfield City Council, which is being held, which is Tuesday, October the 9th of 2018. This regular meeting is being held in accordance with provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. Adequate notice has been provided by mail, facsimile, and email to the official city newspapers and to other interested parties, and by posting the meeting notice on the bulletin boards in City Hall. If everyone please rise, we'd like to begin with the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a short prayer. Heavenly Father and Almighty God, during this time of year when we commemorate Columbus Day, just as you gave Columbus the courage to act on his convictions, grant this mayor and city council and administration the courage to act on their convictions. Also, it's a time of year we commemorate Pulaski Day. We thank you for the blessings bestowed upon us by the honor given to our city manager, Thomas Dutch, in being the Grand Marshal for the Pulaski Day Parade for New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. Bless him and his family, and we also ask a special blessing on his brother, the former deputy mayor of the city of Garfield, who passed away 1 year ago today. And look with favor on all these things. We ask these things in your name. Amen. Is there a motion to approve the reports of the cabinet as presented orally and writing during the work session held earlier this evening?
Motion.
Okay, motion by Councilmember Arloya.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Calangillo. On the roll call, Councilmember Arloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calangillo.
Aye.
Councilmember Aaron
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Abstain.
Mayor Rigoloso. Okay, we have 4 ayes, 1 abstention. Continue with resolutions, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Okay, the very first resolution is 1, which renews the plenary retail consumption license of Rojogan Incorporated, trading as Goodfellas Restaurant, 661 Midland Avenue. The resolution is signed by Councilmembers Arloya, Aaron Delaney, and Rigoloso. On the roll call, Councilmember Arloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calangillo.
Aye.
Councilmember Aaron Delaney.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 5 ayes. We have a resolution which approves the person-to-person transfer application of plenary retail consumption license held by Rojogan Incorporated, trading as Goodfellas Restaurant. It is transferred from Rojogan Incorporated to Goodfellas Restaurant Incorporated. The shareholders of the corporation remain the same. The resolution is signed by Councilmembers Arloya, Aaron Delaney, and Rigoloso. On the roll call, Councilmember Arloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calangillo.
Aye.
Councilmember Aaron Delaney.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 5 ayes. I don't know how you want me to proceed. We have signatures on all the resolutions of all the people present. You want me to
That's, yeah.
just
one shot.
No, 1 shot? Okay. All the resolutions listed on the agenda, which include number 307, 2 including number 321, had signatures of all the council members present. If there's no objections, I will take 1 roll call vote on those resolutions. On the roll call of all the resolutions up to number 321. Councilmember Arloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calangillo.
Aye.
Councilmember Aaron Delaney.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 5 ayes. Okay, we have a resolution opposing construction of the North Bergen Liberty Generating Gas-Fired Power Plant. The resolution is offered by Councilmembers Arloya, Calangillo, and Rigoloso. On the roll call, Councilmember Arloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calangillo.
Yes, this is a resolution which is a power plant that is going to have tremendous impact environmentally.
this quality of life, the air we breathe. And we're joining towns like Hadley Heights, Saddlebrook, I believe Rutherford, and Westwood, and other towns in supporting this resolution, so I vote aye.
Councilmember Aaron Delaney.
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Yeah, also towns in the Hudson County area too. It's, the power plant is made mostly it's all for New York City. We'll get the residual effects of it, so I'll vote aye.
Okay, we have 4 ayes and 1 abstention. The resolution passes. That concludes resolutions. At this time, Mr. Mayor, should I proceed to bills and claims?
Please.
Okay, resolved by the City Council of the City of Garfield that the following bills, number 2129 to 2130, covering Dog Trust Fund and POAA account totaling $1,519.80, and the current fund reserve totaling $3,174.59, and the current fund totaling $649,137.88, and the water fund totaling $1,318.08, and the general capital fund totaling $25,407.91, and water capital fund totaling $1,412.00. Per attached computer list, the order paid, and the proper officers are hereby authorized to issue checks for same, provided that there are funds in the respective appropriations. Be it further resolved that the action of the mayor, city clerk, and city treasurer in issuing checks and payment on the ratification list, which includes 11 items prior to the meeting, be ratified. The bills and claims resolution is authored by council members Aloya, Calandrillo, Aaron Delaney, and Rigoloso. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calandrillo.
Yes, I vote aye on all bills. I'm voting no on the William Jackson Bill 18-02379, which was the DJ for the car show, and the car show never took place.
Councilmember Aaron Delaney.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso. Okay, bills and claims are approved. Ordinances, Mr. Mayor? Okay, on introduction, bond ordinance to authorize the acquisition of a sewer jet vacuum machine in, by, and for the city of Garfield in the county of Bergen, state of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $428,000 to pay the costs thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds, to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds. This ordinance is introduced by council members Rigoloso, Calandrillo, and Aaron Delaney. On the roll call on first reading, Councilmember Aloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calandrillo.
Aye.
Councilmember Aaron Delaney.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Excuse me, we discussed that Sam Graffel come, I'm sorry, but I missed the work session. Sam Graffel come to the meeting and discuss this. He did. And how important that this truck is to us.
Well, he didn't discuss that tonight. He discussed it at the prior meeting, but tonight he just came in case anybody had any questions. I was told by the clerk after the last meeting, the council had numerous questions, so I asked Mr. Garfield to come tonight to answer them.
And we didn't ask no questions?
No, there were a number of questions.
There was a number of questions asked to Sammy with regard to this truck.
Particularly with regard to this truck, I don't think so.
We also spoke with the CFO.
Right, they were directed to the CFO.
The thing is, I mean, that there's questioning on bills with regards to the DJ. I was wondering if there's any questions with regards to this tax truck that's costing us $500,000. So there's really not, I can't vote on this one abstain.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Yeah, at the first time we offered it, there were a lot of questions, and it was something that he really needed. So I vote aye.
Okay, we have 4 ayes, 1 abstention on first reading on introduction. And all the other items are held, so that concludes all the items for voting at this time. Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. Yes, sir.
All right, we'll open it up to citizens and taxpayers. Remember, there's a 3-minute time limit. State your name and address. And Anybody would like to come up and talk? Mr. Lee?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tony Leo, 50 Maple Place. I come before you tonight to just make you aware of the problem we're having on the corner of Maple Place and Charles Street. Typically, wouldn't speak for my neighbors, but I have permission to do so, and that would be John Camarillo, his mom, and the Melinda's next door to me. There's a business called Impressions. They are 396 Midland Ave. They're right next to the Pizza Mania building. They're the second to top floor, back portion that has a driveway to Charles Street. Used to be an ambulance company there years ago, and some various other businesses that really never it didn't last. Just most recently, there's a sign company, Impressions. They have about 7 or 8 employees that continue to park on Main. So what's happening is we're coming home, tenants are coming home, to park. So several of us, have approached these people and said, we can work something out. You're taking our parking spots, and even though there's no ordinance, and we're not claiming the spots, but they're basically employees using the streets for parking. So with that said, we try to work things out, and we have a possible call Charles Street, but it's really no parking during the day. They didn't want to hear anything about it, so they continue to fight with them. They're fighting with my wife. I had to take one employee to court because he decided that he wanted to back into my car purposely. So I have it on video. I had to take him to court, and his insurance is going to take care of that. And so both ones and everything else. Just tonight, I get home and an employee was there making trouble with my mom-in-law, my mother-in-law. She's an elderly woman. She really doesn't need this. None of us need it. So my question to the mayor and council, I don't know exactly how much room the business needs to employ 7 or 8 people. I think they should have some parking now. The parking that's supposed to have.
Ask the questions, or ask the questions.
I realized that after I asked. Okay, so that's my question. Should they have their own parking? Before this escalates, I'm asking the mayor and council to maybe adopt something that I heard that happened by the train station where, maybe the owner, the tenants, can park in the streets rather than have an employee park. For several businesses on Midland Ave. So that's why I'm here. And there's also a big mess down there. There's a dumpster they're putting right up on the curbside. There's all kinds of metal from signs, I guess they're taking down. On the adjacent side where the car wash belongs, grass is constantly 3 feet high. It looks like a basement. It's terrible, and it's really mind-boggling that we all have to come home to no parking spots, and we try to work these things out with these people, and they don't want to hear it. And now they're just fighting, they're damaging our property. It's turning into a big fiasco. So I'm asking you guys. Thank you very much.
Anyone else have comments?
My name is Julio Gutierrez. I live at 95 Wood Street, Garfield, New Jersey. Good evening. First, I would like to thank the mayor and city council for working together with the VFW to bring the movement along. Being on Veterans Day Memorial to Garfield. On October 18th to the 22nd, we would be grateful if all of you would attend our opening ceremony, scheduled for 6 p.m. on Thursday, the 18th. In addition, on behalf of the VFW, I invite you to visit the VFW Hall, which will be turned into a mini museum. Exhibits will include interviews with families and friends of the 11 hometown heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice. There will also be videotaped interviews that our high school journalism and civic students conducted with the Vietnam veterans of our post. There will even be a display of veteran artwork as well as memorabilia from the Vietnam era. We are doing all this preparation in order to show respect to our Vietnam veterans and educate the public and especially our children about the sacrifices made by those who served their families. We hope to see everyone there at this free event open to all. I would also say today is opiate prevention day, and at the high school, we had the Epic Kids, and we had a lot of dignitaries there supporting and reminding everybody that if you know someone, please prevent them, give them advice, and help them, guide them to get some help. The mayor was there, Councilwoman Deneen was there, Congressman Bill Pasquale. It's great to see the city come together and attack this issue and prevent it from making Garfield worse than it is, because it's worse than the AIDS epidemic. That's how bad it is. So I thank you for the support that you guys give the Epic. It's great. Our children are getting educated, they're being informed. There's nothing more greater than to see our elected officials support this issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Anyone else would like to come up and speak?
Jesus Rodriguez, home for 91 Avenue. First of all, I want to remind everybody this Saturday we're going to have a party at the VFW from 7 to 11. Everybody's welcome to come, Tom. I need you there, please. And I want to thank you also to allow us basically to go to the police parade. It was so much fun. First time, I don't go to a Puerto Rican parade, just to let you know. Never. But I did that because it was something different, and we want to get everybody together, Polish, Italian, Hispanic, African Americans, you name it. And it's coming along little by little, but it's coming. And it's great because that creates unity in our city. And I just want you guys to come on Saturday. There'll be a lot of food. We're gonna have 2 live bands. We play in a band. We got a little band on the side. And food, like always. We're gonna have 2 dances, folkloric dance, 1 salsa, 1 Peruvian dance. So it's gonna be great. Tell your beautiful wife, the first lady, that I'm gonna have the congas ready for her. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. It's the Heritage Month celebration. This year, the second one. And we're gonna continue every year to do it with your support and everybody else in the city. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to come and speak? Stacey.
John Newsom, 103 Gaston Avenue, Garfield. I was lucky enough to make it to the work session, and again, with the limited information that I was able to gather from some of the discussions regarding the water issue, that we're spending a lot more on water than we should be spending. There was a comment that I picked up on about how Passaic Valley Water was supposed to be putting in meters over the last, again, 10 years is what I heard. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. But it would be good, I believe, if somebody looked into the contract, that if they haven't been putting in the meters that they've been supposed to be putting in, and we're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars more than we're supposed to be spending on water, that maybe we have some type of a suit against them for a price that could come our way. The second thing that I picked up on regarding the water issue was the fact that we are looking at a $900,000 or $1 million bond that we need to do some things to the wells that are going to be necessary. What I found to be very enlightening was that we have this microscope on the water. I've been hearing about it for a very long time. I think it's kind of bad planning that all of a sudden we have a couple of months or the next meeting we have to make a decision on $1 million, project, and nobody saw this coming a year and a half ago, and should have been reminding the council, hey, this is coming up, this is coming up, this is coming up. We gotta keep our eye on the ball here. And the last thing had to do with street cleaning. I happened to be behind one of our street cleaners a couple of weeks ago, and the brushes that are going around aren't even touching the gutters.
What's that? Dust.
And the dust is going, and the stuff was flying across the street. So the street cleaners aren't really doing much of anything. And I don't know if that's an outside company or but
Thank you, Mr.
those are my points.
Anyone else would like to come up and speak? Mr. Denishman.
Mike Denishman, 4 Palisade Ave, Marshall. My question is, New Jersey Transit promised us to redo the trestle or paint job come the fall. So far, I haven't seen any progress over there at the trestle. We're supposed to dress up the trestle and improve on it. Is anybody gonna pick up a phone and call them down in Newark and let them know they made us a promise?
Okay.
Plus, they can look to replace a few bolts before they put a paint job. Another question I have is, what is the fate of Firehouse number 1?
I'm sorry?
What is the fate of Firehouse number 1?
You said
Fate.
Is that the firehouse going to be demolished in the future? Because right now I feel safe with the firehouse being in close proximity in First Ward. I wouldn't want another, how should I say, you may think it's funny, but the firehouse next door to you, something that you wouldn't mind. But I'm saying the idea is, if you're going to knock down a firehouse to build or redevelop or whatnot, I think we should have a firehouse in the First Ward before we start knocking down things, So I'd like to get an answer on that, That's about it for now. Nothing to, I want to talk to Tom Dutch. He lives in Whitecroft, and they have a recycling center there that I saw it, and it's beautiful, Right now, a lot of times I go down to the Public Works Department. They don't have bags and whatnot for the leaves, and a lot of times I bring the garbage pail full of grass or whatever shrubbery. And they're only open till 2 o'clock, so his town, they're open till 3 o'clock on Saturdays. Sometimes during the summer, they have, it's open during the week at night and stuff like that. I wonder if we could come up with an idea like that to improve on a recycling, operation. Because I've been there at bedtime over there, and they got a beautiful setup over there. All right, thank my lady friend is there.
No problem. Thank you, Mr. Denishman. Anyone else? I see no hands. I'm going to open it up to council comments. Before I open it up to council comments, Mr. Lawyer, Mr. Dutch would like to speak about, I assume the trust.
Well, I want to answer a few things.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. In terms of the question raised by Mr. Leo, I will reach out to the building department and find out if there are any conditions on the certificate of occupancy for that business. I don't know that there are. I will find that out and I will let you know. Opening ceremonies for the Veteran Wall, everyone should try to be there. I mean, it's going to be absolutely amazing. I will not be there during the day. I'm going to class at Rutgers. But I will be there for the opening ceremony at 6 o'clock. Hispanic Heritage Month, this Saturday is a very busy day here in the city of Garfield. We have a pumpkin patch at 20th Century Field for our young people. We have Pastor Brian from Friendship Baptist Church celebrating his anniversary as a pastor. That's at the Venetian at 12 noon. We have Hispanic Heritage Month, and there's a fourth event.
The The
That's
YMCA.
right, the YMCA 5K starts up in the morning, so you go from really healthy to party to, anyway. it's a great thing.
I think there's a football game
At
as
four,
well.
oh,
Isn't it also the pumpkin patch?
So, to answer, I want to
Isn't there an Applebee's breakfast?
I want to go through a couple of the questions, so, I just want to answer in terms of Mr. Eason. This mayor and council, directed us some time ago to install the state-of-the-art meters that were being offered by Passaic Valley Water Commission. And in fact, that's what has happened. The report that they showed us today, indicated that, I don't remember the number, but some 1,400 meters, radio frequency meters have been installed. The problem is that in the last 2 years, there's been a new technology that has come out. And the water superintendent, who did recommend the radio meters, because it would allow us to just drive through the city, and it would allow us to read the meters with a computer on a seat. He came in and he said to us, there's an issue. There's now a mag meter that does not have any moving parts inside. I didn't know that such a meter was being developed. The mayor and council didn't know either. So what we've been doing is installing the radio meters because that was the state-of-the-art technology. This is the next upgrade. So that's a decision that's going to have to be made going forward, what we're going to do. Passaic Valley at this moment does not offer the mag meters. Water did report that 2 meetings ago. In terms of the $900,000 for the water projects, a lot of things have been happening in water. Mayor and council have been on top of it. The water department's been on top of it. We test our water way more than is required. There's a whole thing with PFOAs, and there's some other contaminants that are out there. Mr. Boswell assures us that this system is going to make sure that those contaminants are dealt with. Mr. Boswell did tell us when we got the temporary installation put in 2 years ago that we would have 2 years, and then we'd have to make a permanent installation. So that all wasn't explained in the council meeting, so if you're just sitting in the audience, you wouldn't really know that, but it's something that the mayor and council knew, that we had a 2-year lifetime, a 2-year permit from the NJDEP to operate the temporary system. So the new system is not a surprise, and it's something that needs to be done, especially in view of this whole development with PFOAs and some other contaminants that the EPA is now regulating. Street sweeper complaint, I'll bring that to Mr. Garfield first thing tomorrow, but that's absolutely ridiculous. And that's not something, that's a frequent complaint, so I thank you for bringing that to our attention. New Jersey Transit, Mr. Dennis Tran, 2 meetings ago I showed you that I had gotten an email from John Delcali, who works for NJ Transit. I had shown you that I texted him during the meeting, and he texted me back to indicate that the contract was in the process of being awarded. I'm happy to report tonight that the contract has been awarded to Allied Painting. A notice to proceed has been issued by the by New Jersey Transit to the contractor. And in fact, when I spoke to Mr. Delcali today, he advised that safety training is taking place for the employees who will be assigned to that site. Now, that's all very hopeful, and that's a great thing, and that's great to report. But remember, I don't control them and their progress schedule. But I am on them, I continue to call them, and that's the update that I have for the governing body tonight. In terms of Firehouse Number 1, there were no present plans to do anything with that firehouse. Obviously, if anything would happen, if there was any kind of large-scale development, there needs to be a firehouse in the first ward. I would certainly not sit here and tell the mayor and council that I don't think there should be a firehouse in the first ward. Never, okay? In terms of the recycling department, I have had similar discussions with Mr. Garofalo about our limited hours at our recycling center. I suggested at one point that we should be open on Tuesday nights during the summer. I suggested that Saturdays would be a good thing. I was told that he really doesn't have the capacity to accomplish that. I do think it's a good idea, and still do think it's a good idea. So, thank you. That's all I have.
Councilman Maloney.
Yes. Thank you, Mayor. Do the light things first. Of course, congratulations to the Hispanic Alliance. They have their dinner on Saturday. Pastor Bryant was helping get in. His is earlier in the day. I agree with your comment about opioids. Another terrible situation that we don't need. I think we have a councilman who's most active in that, and I congratulate all that effort. We don't need any more drugs. One more, even the pharmaceutical ones, we don't need. It's just deplorable how this, I mean, they had a news report on the news. There's some doctor in Florida. He gave out like millions of these things. He didn't even have that many patients. It's a terrible thing, and I commend all those people that address that issue. Mr. Dutch, it was fun to hear your name get read out on Channel 4 News, saying that Tom Dutch, the city manager of Garfield, was leading the Pulaski Parade. I congratulate you publicly on that. Unfortunate, October 18th. I hate to say it, it's breaking my heart, and I have no disrespect to the VFW, and you know that. October 18th to October 22nd is my wife's college reunion in Syracuse. We are booked to leave on the 18th and return on the 9th and the 21st, Sunday night. So please extend my utmost respect and to all of the members of the VFW. There is no reason why, other than the fact that I'm going to be up in Syracuse, New York, that I would not be there. I apologize. I feel terrible about it, but this is my wife's college reunion. She's been showing me the flyer for a year and a half now. We booked a hotel, we've got everything planned. We're going to the football game on Saturday, there's the dinner on Sunday. I really feel terrible about it. I'm happy for her, sad for the fact that I'm not going to be there for you. I apologize. Beautiful bus, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm trying to go down my list. With regard to the water meter issue, we have 250 known shutdown meters. They should be replaced as soon as we know it. Whether you put this new meter, that new meter, any new meter, you are paying for those people that are not paying. Let's never forget that. So I think there's substantial issues with how we're managing our very, very most valuable asset, and that's our water authority. Those are my, I don't think Mr. Boswell, and I pick on him a lot, on this case with his programs of cleaning the water and the 900,000, I'm not against that. That makes perfect sense to me because as long as we can produce a good quality product, it's definitely worth doing it more than buying it because State Valley is doing the same thing. But if we know that we have a meter that isn't functioning properly, and we don't pick up the phone and call Passaic Valley and say, Louis Savoy at 180 Harrison has a meter that's not working 7 months ago. I don't care what the new system is, the old, it should have been replaced already. We authorized that years ago. So that's the thing that bothers me. 250 meters, people using water, they're real happy they're not paying for it. You're paying for it. With regard to, and the last issue I have on my checklist, because Mr. Dutch did bring up a few. I think bad neighbors are just bad neighbors. I don't know how to address the parking situation as simply as just, I have an instantaneous solution, but I will tell you, the trash in the grass already exists. They know that they can't do that. They know they shouldn't be doing those things. And of course, in a day like today, where we have cell phones and media and communications, why does any business want to be so terrible a neighbor? Because we're just going to tell the whole world. It's just bad business. It doesn't make sense that you would want to do that and treat your neighbors that way. So I think we definitely have recourse with the trash. We definitely have recourse with the weeds that are there and it not being cared for and groomed. The parking issue, it is the most difficult thing. I actually have to talk to the mayor and council. On Harrison Avenue, years ago, we put a 2-hour parking restriction so that way people would not be there in a quote-unquote business zone for an extended period of time. Now I'm realizing that the nature of my own business, and I don't have a right to speak for anyone else but myself, has changed. Funerals are not 2 to 4, 7 to 9 anymore. Now we're getting families coming in from 3 to 7. But when you have a 2-hour parking in front of your building, these people can't even park on the street anymore. So it's not as simple a solution. But I think we need to do a media blitz on good neighbors and bad neighbors. Because it's just worth recognizing that there are people out there maybe we're talking, maybe we don't like the business, maybe it's difficult to handle, maybe they got trucks, maybe they got this, maybe we got that, God bless you. But you know what? Being a bad neighbor is just bad business. Trash, definitely, parking, we gotta work on it. So, Mayor, I covered all my points, I hope, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Calhoun. Yes, first of all, I want to congratulate the Hispanic Alliance. This is the month that we celebrate the Hispanic invasion, national heritage. And I will be here, I'll be late. We have a huge Garfield Junior Ball will make the game. So right after the game, definitely. I want to talk about parking. Parking is something that we talk about it, we talk about with neighbors and bad neighbors, but I still don't see changes. When we have our boards and we do not have enough parking for what's being built, the variances that are being granted, the 2 families becoming 3 families, the 1 family becoming 2 families. It's all about the parking. And this is where we go. We can't change the past, but we can change where we're going in the future. And I don't see that happening. I see a lot of congestion. I see buildings on top of buildings. And just recently we had someone come in front of us and say, well, it's a 25 by 100 piece of property. Used to be a commercial use for the apartment. And we had an opportunity to say, well, good, keep it, put 2 families there. Another one, 3 families. And then they had to go in front of the zoning board, it's their final decision. But the point I'm trying to make is, we have to control every aspect, because this city is growing. It's more congested than it ever has been. With the great economy, almost everybody has a car. But yet we don't have any measures that we're really putting brakes on to really go. I had cooled down town, the building department, because I was my neighbors and I talked to my neighbors, and I believe things are in order as far as whatever the CO is doing. There's no restrictions on parking, so this is going to be something that we have to put our heads together and come up with a neighborhood solution, because even if you go down the middle of Maitland, the other way, you have a building on Middle Avenue that parks in the back of the building on Maitland Place. This is the main COs, the various uses, and these decisions that the city has to be involved in. And when they go for these COs, our building department has to make some rational decisions. We talk about water. Water is so valuable. So we have always had hurdles with our water. My goal is always to have our own water system and to have safe and decent quality, good quality water. The fact that we own our own water utility is huge. Now we have to, and we talked about it in our work session, we have to be efficient. We can't be losing water. It's literally money going down the drain. So these are things that we have to fine tune. I believe we have the staff to get it done, but we have to have this as a constant issue that it's a priority. We can't fall asleep on this and then find out that we lost $200,000. This is something that has to be a priority. So, Mr. Benjamin, I think we've heard some good news that they are finally going to address this situation. And if they don't, then I would recommend, as I have recommended a year and a half ago, let's go to Channel 12 News. Let's get them on the air, let's embarrass them, and so that they finally give Garfield the proper respect and do what they've been saying, first, we're gonna do it in the spring, we're gonna do it in the fall. Now here we are, we have a very small window, so I'm hoping that this happens because it's something that is essential. We talk about the gated community, well, how many cars pass underneath that trestle? We can't start fixing the State Street when we have something like that that's been not maintained for many, many years. And what bothers me too, they'll come up there and they'll cut the grass on the slope, and yet there's weeds 3 feet high in the sidewalks, and they just ignore it. And literally, 2 to 3 feet, weeds growing through the cracks in the sidewalks. And how do you not see that? It's beyond belief. So, with that being said, the 13th is probably the busiest day I've seen in Garfield in quite some time. And during that busy day, if you're able to stop at the GAB football field, there's games going on from 4 o'clock right through till 9. It's a good way to relax, get some free entertainment, and I hope to see people there. And, the video taping. We still, on our website, have the August meeting. We have not put up any new meetings. We talked about this. I've talked about this and sent so many emails, I can't even count them anymore. So it's not on cable. We still have the August meeting on our website. What do I have to do to get this done right? I've come here, I've pleaded, I've asked, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that cares. With that being said, also, while we have our Board of Education member here, we have a young man, Patrick, who did an excellent job in filming our meetings. You know, maybe with the equipment that the city has, maybe, and with Patrick's knowledge of what he's doing, maybe the school board could now start filming their meetings, which is, I think, a move in a good direction. So I think we have the capability, and we have, he is a volunteer. You know, it was, some of us up here were very, we felt bad for Patrick because he was a volunteer. However, we need to be efficient. So your meetings are, once a month. So maybe that can get done. And thank you very much, everyone.
Councilwoman Delaney?
Yes, I should be short and sweet tonight, considering the city manager addressed a lot of my comments and even made some of my announcements that I have come to the habit of doing after every meeting, so thank you. But just a few additional comments. Mr. Denisham, I absolutely agree with you, city manager. There needs to be a firehouse in the first ward. Actually, about this time last year, the fire company number 1 had approached me being their council liaison, which I was 1,000% happy to do so. I haven't heard from them as of lately, but the offer does still stand on the table if they ever need me to sit in that role. Jesus, as everyone mentioned, there are so many events this weekend. I'm looking forward to all of them on Saturday. I do want to mention, if I do have to leave early or arrive late, I also have some services to attend during the day, unfortunately, but I do plan on making an appearance at all of them. And I love what you said about in regards to the Pulaski Parade and the Hispanic Alliance attending. I think it's wonderful, one, to honor our city manager, Tom Dutch, again, congratulations. And 2, to bring that community together, because there is unity in the word community. And today, Congressman Pascrell turned behind him and saw a lot of our youth in front of the high school. And he said, this is exactly why I love coming to Garfield. The diversity behind me just, speaks so much, and we are a true melting pot of this country. So I really liked what you said, and I look forward to having some bear meal on Saturday. I hope you guys have some. The Vietnam Wall, I'm looking forward to that as well. It was an honor to support something like that. It's just a small token of our appreciation to our veterans and the time that they served. Mr. Leo, I reiterate what everyone else has already said. I'm glad the city manager is going to reach out to the building department, and also maybe it could be something that our quality of life committee can also get on top of. Our water, it's definitely concerning. I do want to point out that there are different contributing factors to those numbers. But I also want to say that we have come a long way, and while there is still work to be done, Rome wasn't built overnight. I have full faith in our staff and our professionals to get us to where we need to be in that respect. And then last but not least, Knockout Opioid Abuse Day is something that was put together by the Partnership for a Drug-Free Community. This was their 3rd annual year doing it, and it is to be recognized on October 6th. Actually, in September, the Senate passed this to hereby be recognized as a statewide event from this year out. And the reason why we did it today in Garfield on October 9th is because we wanted to have our students involved, we wanted to have our special dignitaries there, and it was an absolutely wonderful morning that, it was a real team effort. Our Community Affairs Division, Police Department, Sheriff and Prosecutor's Office, the high school, the Garfield Prevention Coalition, you name it, they were there. And again, it's always something that's very near and dear to my heart, professionally and personally. I was so honored to be a part of the event and speak this morning. And basically, it's a day to bring awareness to opioid addiction and overdose, and what better way to do that than by designating a day for volunteers to educate the community. So again, I'm so happy that the people that were there at the table this morning are dedicated to this issue as well. And with that being said, I'll see everyone hopefully at the next meeting, and I'm sure I'll see a lot of you on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Deputy Mayor.
First, I'd just like to apologize for being late. I missed the work session. Myself and my wife had spent the weekend away for our 30-year wedding anniversary. It kicked off the parade, and it ended up with a nice dinner tonight, but I got here in time to vote on the resolutions. Not that my wife's happy about that, but at least I made it here for that. But first of all, I'd just like to compliment my daughter Erin with all the work that she does with the opioid abuse. It's a major problem in the United States. It's a big problem. Last year, we attended, I believe it was called Not Just Once, that Garfield Police Department put together with the high school. Is that what it was called?
Not even one.
That's what I just said, not even once. And I remember the Attorney General came to Garfield, well, not the Attorney General. He came to Garfield to recognize our work in that also. So it's a problem, but at least we can't be silent about it. We have to talk about it. Tony, I agree with you 1,000%. Last council meeting, I tried to put up an ordinance with regards to certain businesses with the way we run it. And I got minimum support with that. It's a quality of life issue. And it's not only that business, there's other businesses around town that don't respect the neighbors. And not that I'm trying to make anybody move out of Garfield with the business, but you know what? If you're in Garfield, you could do a good business and also be a good neighbor. And that's all I'm trying to do. With regards to parking was a big issue with a different type of business than yours. And I've been working on this since the summertime. And I've yet to get it done, but I will. We will get it done. And we'll also take that into consideration too. But it is a quality of life issue. And we have to be more progressive in helping in doing something. You just can't leave businesses do whatever they want like they've been doing for years. So, and that's a problem. That's a problem. So we're definitely looking into that. With regards to the back truck, I know with regards to fire company number one, I know fire company number one is coming in front of us looking for a new fire truck. So we have to decide, are we capable of doing both, the back truck and the fire truck? Well, we're speaking $500,000, so we're not speaking, a little bit of money. So could we do both the back truck and could we do the fire truck? And what's the priority there? I believe the fire truck is very important, and I will never look to close fire company number one. I'm looking to help fire company number one to achieve a fire truck, a new fire truck, which they so desperately need. So that's where I'll with that. Also with Andrew with the Vietnam War, I don't have a college reunion to go to, maybe because I didn't go to college. But the thing is, and I wish I could, but it's important. I was just in Washington, D.C. a few weeks ago, And I was at the Korean memorial, which the word my dad fought. And you could feel you feel the emotions inside you. And then you see the Vietnam War and the World War II, and all of them are so important. To bring it to Garfield, to make it, and we had we had guys from Garfield that passed away, you know, in the Vietnam War. One of them, Mr. LaFaza, you know, who the Little League filled his name after. You know, and a lot of people don't realize that. So something like that, bring awareness to that. So that's a great thing. I guess the one thing I also want to say is with regards to the Class Week parade, I'll tell you, it was a tremendous success. Tremendous. And being on Fifth Ave and seeing our city manager as a grand marshal and looking back at the amount of Garfield residents, Garfield people paying tribute to the Pope's heritage and all the work that was involved. It was one of those moments when I'm like, man, I'm so proud to be from Garfield. Like, yeah, this is Garfield. And Tom, he did a great job. It was over a year long event for him, attending the ceremonies there. And the way that the Pulaski Parade committee from throughout the tri-state area spoke of our city manager, it was the highest reward anybody could give. You know, and I was just happy and proud to be a part of it. And it was a great day for the Pulaski Parade, it was a great day for Garfield, and a great day for Tom Dutch. And on a sad note, yesterday we lost a former Garfield police officer, a good resident of the city of Garfield, who lived right by the football field. His name was Paulie Yergovich. And Paulie was a great guy and a great family, and he had cancer for a while. And I'd just like to mention that, to keep his family in their prayers. And Paulie, we're going to miss him. He was the reason why we had speed bumps and everything else up there. But Paulie was a good guy. With that, that's it.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. First, I'd like to congratulate Tom and the Pulaski Day Parade. You know, I'll echo what Joe said. It was a really good time. It was my first time in the parade, and kind of puts that Garfield on the map, because you know, I was told it's the biggest parade of all the parades they have, other than if the Yankees win the World Series, which I doubt they will get past Boston today. But it's the big, maybe not the most popular one. You know, there's other parades more popular, but it's the biggest one. This thing went on forever. I mean, you have Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey. And New Jersey was fully represented, and Garfield with 20 buses going up there, and everybody. You know, we got a selfie with our Hispanic Alliance walking down Fifth Ave. You know, it was really a lot of fun. From 7 in the morning to Mass at St. Patrick's Cathedral, right to the end. It was an unbelievable event. And people from all over, you know, Garfield was in the house in New York City. We even had our own police directing traffic on Fifth Ave. It was fantastic. Just a couple announcements. We have our Halloween decorating contest run by the Rec Center. Registration is to October 19th. The contest will start on the 23rd. You decorate your house, you register at the Rec Center, and they're giving out awards. They'll be voted out by our senior citizens. We drive around in the bus. The seniors will vote on a rubric, and it was our first time we did it last year. It was a fun event, and for our seniors, it's something they do, and then we take them out to dinner afterwards, and they really enjoy it. So, you know, just think about decorating your house. Tony, we talked about the quality of life and the property maintenance. I actually called on them one time because their dumpster is on the sidewalk half the time. And I called up and they moved it, the grass is high. And, you know, I would like to see, there could be an ordinance. I find it hard to believe that, you know, it's 2018 and, you know, we allow some businesses come in and they got 10, 12 employees, but they got parking for one car or two cars. You know, it's something that we need to look into. You know, and Joe's right, that's something that he's been on about, you know, companies or businesses coming in and that have no parking. There was an issue on Gaston Ave when I first got on with the coffee shop, and, you know, all the residents are coming up there. You know, they had no parking for anybody. And, you know, you hear these stories of these, you know, because we're we're a town that businesses are in the middle of residential areas, and, you know, they got 6, 7 employees, but there's no parking for anybody. And why we even giving them a CO, you know, it's unbelievable, but it's something we need to look into. The moving wall on the 18th, I'm looking forward to it. I know our school is all involved in it. You know, Marie Marks is really helping out with the VFW, always a big help with the VFW. And it's something that, again, it's a positive for the city of Garfield. You know, and it's a whole community that's getting involved, from the businesses to the residents to the schools. So it's important that, you know, we show up and we show respect to our veterans. But with that also being said, that if anybody would like to donate food, I'll say to the cameras, if any of our local businesses would like to donate food for our veterans who help, you know, work the next 4 days, it's 24/7. You know, so anybody can come visit up to 12 o'clock, and then only for veterans after midnight. Am I correct, Angel?
10 o'clock,
10 o'clock.
and then veterans can come, only veterans.
Only veterans after 10 p.m. You know, where they feel a little more comfortable among their own. But, you know, for the volunteers who are working, we're looking for, you know, businesses who want to donate trays of food here or there. If you do, you know, get Pat and Lisa a little more work, please call the city hall and let them know you're donating, we'll come on and pick it up, whatever. The Hispanic Alliance, you're right, 100%. We support you as a community. It's good that this is your second year, we look forward to the coming years of everything that's going on. The Hispanic Alliance, it's a diverse community, you see it in the school, and it's good that the heritage, you see it with Polish heritage, you see the Hispanic heritage, and a lot of these communities. So also was Columbus Day yesterday, and they had a little ceremony. We were at the Plastic Day Parade, but there was a little ceremony for Columbus Field, at the monument, and, you know, it's a diverse community, and we'd like to just support everybody. There's also the Women's Club Halloween Beach Day fundraiser. It's the Trick or Treat on October 27th. If anybody's interested, please call up Barbara at 973-722-5766. Also, I want to thank, you know, Councilwoman Aaron Delaney for knockout opioid day. It is something that is near to our heart, and she was pushing it. You know, I believe, because of her, we're kind of trailblazers in Bergen County about this opioid, you know, stigma-free. You know, you can't be embarrassed. It's happening all over, not just towns in Garfield, but we're pushing. We had our kids out after today. We had our kids out walking the streets, putting up door handles about opioids. You know, and you know these pharmaceutical companies, these drugs are strong. Kids get addicted very fast, and then from there they spiral out of control. And you know, so I got to thank our councilwoman for being that trailblazer for our town, and I think our county too. I know she looks out Hudson County, but she doesn't forget that, you know, she lives in Garfield and she pushes it, so thank you. Other than that, you know, October is a busy month. We're coming into our holiday season and everything. And, you know, I just wish everybody, you know, healthy week, and I look forward to seeing everybody at our next meeting. With that said,
Hey, all in favor, say aye. Every second.